All right, boys, man. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today, we're going to be talking about how to lock in like a millionaire. And guys, don't think too hard, bro. It's not really that hard to lock in like a millionaire. Now, I can't lie, you will be uncomfortable, but you got to lock in like one in order to become one. Just like anything else in life, right? If you want to be good at basketball, you got to practice, you got to train, you got to lock in like a basketball player. Or if you want to play football, you got to practice like a perfect NFL player, bro. So it's the same thing as a millionaire, guys. The thing is, you need to be doing 12, 16-hour days basically every single day in order to become a millionaire. And I'm going to give y'all one quick secret. I'm going to give you this gem. You have to work on the weekends, bro. While everybody taking that Saturday and Sunday off, you got to work on the weekends. The weekends are your bread and butter. Yeah, working 12 hours, 5 days a week. There's some people that actually does that. So that doesn't really put you in the top 1%. The top 1% is the guy that's going to show up on the weekends. Even if you just did 6 days a week of actual work, you still be ahead of the masses because most people aren't doing that. But you have to work a minimum of 6, 7 days. But 6 at the lowest, bro. You can take that one day off, but also think about the other guy. The other guy might be going 7 days, so he's still going to be ahead. But I guarantee if you work 6 days a week for over a year's time span, you'll still be ahead of everybody within a year. So you will move forward over everybody if you genuinely put in 6 days a week versus that guy that's showing up 5 days a week, because that's what most people are doing. I'm actually going to make that my first step, bro. That's probably going to be your first step in order to, on your road to becoming a millionaire. It's 6 days a week. You're going to work, and then you're still going to come home, and you're still going to go work on your business for a good amount of hours, bro. You need to at least minimum work 20 hours on your business, and I say 60 hours at your job. The 60 hours is leverage so you can create the living. The other 20 is on your business until the business pull off. I'm not one of those guys that would say, okay, go all in on the business and quit your job, because some people genuinely have bills, and I'm going based off of my living situation. But those are basically 80-hour weeks. So if you can leverage the 20, right? You can leverage the 20 on the business, because you need to, what's paying you right now? The thing that's paying you is what you need to put most effort to. So right now it's your job at the moment. Your job is the one that's going to be paying you, basically. So you need to at least put 60 hours there and then leverage the other 20 on the business. As long as you're getting 20 hours a week on the business, that's basically 80 hours a month. But hey, if you got more time, if you work 8 hours, then fine. You can still leverage the other 4 to make 12, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, you can exactly do that. Use that as leverage. You're doing 4 hours a day. But really, yeah, you need to be working about 3, 4 hours a day, because that's how many hours I work on my business. It's about 3, 4 hours a day. And then basically on the weekends, I'm still doing about 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? 10 hours. Keep it right on going. See, I'm going to let you know this right now. If you think millionaires are sitting there on the beach and just doing completely nothing, you got the whole millionaire perception totally fucked up, because there's no actual millionaires that are actually sitting on the beach and doing nothing for the rest of their life. But millionaires genuinely work harder than actually normal class people, believe it or not. I'm not talking about the people who inherited. I'm talking about the people who came from middle class or that were poor. They work harder than everybody else. So in order for you to get a leap, this is what you got to do. You need to be showing up at least 6, 7 days a week. You can even take no breaks if you really got it in you. But you really want to go on 7-day runs as much as possible. Now, if it's a week where you're kind of tired, okay, fine, do 6 days, boom, rest. But you need to be going on a 7-day run and keep that shit going. But I'm not saying burn yourself out, but work hard enough to that point, bro. Like where you kind of tired. That's kind of what you got to do. But this is like really every day, bro. Like this is how you gonna get ahead. Because if you don't do this shit, then how the fuck you gonna get ahead of the masses? Literally, they always say it only takes 1 good year to really change your life. So I guarantee if you show up 6 days a week, you are putting in 12-hour days. You feel me? At the minimum 12, bro. This is how the fuck you're going to get ahead, because otherwise you probably can't, bro. Unless you want to take the slow route. I mean, if you didn't want to do that, then if you don't want to work 80 hours, it's going to be slower. But if you want to get there kind of quick, this is the method to kind of get there type shit, because this is how I leveled up my shit within a couple of months. Just know every 3 to 6 months, you're always making a better version of yourself when you do exactly what the fuck I'm telling you. These are the keys in order to work like a millionaire. This is how you really do it. So if you want to do that, you got to put in the work. You got to be different than the masses, because everybody else is having fun. You need to be locked in the inside. You can still live your fucking social life, but nigga, you need to go ahead and do what I said, basically. Wake up earlier than, if you still want to go out and shit, Wake up earlier in the day, take care of that business, so then you can go out and have fun and do what you do, bro. Because there's a method behind this. Literally, if you did this every single day, basically for a year straight, your whole total life would change. Man, I was 3 months in and my life changed. So I can only imagine a year, bro. Realistically, within a year, you could be in a whole nother predicament. And then if you're not, bro, you're at least very good at that thing. If you practice something over and over and over again, that's how the fuck you actually get good at the thing. And then you put your mind on one motherfucking business model and you just focus on it. The business model that you're working on, that's the one you go hard at. You put your all into it. Put your all into the one business model. Don't switch business models. Focus on this one thing. You go all in. Of course you're going to be fucking good. You're putting in 3-4 hours a day on the fucking business. How the fuck are you not going to be good, gang? How? Feel me? You're going to get good at the business. You put in 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day. And then guess what? On the weekends, you putting in like about 5, 10 hours on the fucking business. You studying, you learning, you journaling, you're understanding what the fuck you're doing. This is how the fuck you actually get good at something. And then guess what? I guarantee that following year, if you're not always there, bro, that following year though, in 2 years, you're going to be at where you're trying to be at. And then motherfuckers going to look at you like, how the fuck did you do it? But in order for you to do that, you got to be different than the masses. You can't do what the masses are doing. But you clicked on this video for a reason. You obviously think different than the masses. So you need to be doing things different than the masses also. So that means you're not always bullshitting. You're cutting that shit off, bro. You're going all in on this fucking thing. And you're going to get good at it. But you got to be patient. This shit not going to be easy, but you got to be patient to get to the next level. This is how the hell you see people always leveling up themselves within months, bro. Including their body. All types of shit. Another thing that you may need, bro, you're going to need discipline, gang. I don't know no millionaires that are not disciplined. And if they are a millionaire and they're disciplined, 9 times out of 10, they either got in trouble or they lost it all. Think about John Morant. Non-disciplined, shooting guns. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody that's like a millionaire that are really undisciplined, they 9 times out of 10 probably went back poor too. You need to have a discipline and you need to have some kind of structure. Listen, one thing I can say about becoming a millionaire, I don't think it's necessarily about getting the money and shit. It's the shit you got to go through and this person that you're trying to become to attract the wealth and attract the riches. This is how opportunities, they start coming out of nowhere. You need to become that person. You need to go through trial and error. You need to go through a lot of pain. You need to go through suffering. But this is how you would do it to get there within a year. It's if you literally lock the fuck in, you have these hard times. Sometimes you even question whether you're going to make it or not. Sometimes you're going to question whether you put in enough work or not. But this is how the hell you would really do it, because you need to go through these things to get to where you're trying to get to. But you need to be going all in, and this is what the fuck you need to do. So once you go all in, this shit can basically pop off. Your hard work going to pay off. But realistically, you need to find a high leverage skill, bro. A high leverage skill that pays a lot of money, whether that's YouTube, day trading, Forex, reselling, clothing brands. You need to find things that are high ticket. That's where you really want to put a lot of energy to, because 9 times out of 10, your job, you can be replaced by tomorrow. You need to find something that's irreplaceable while it's hard, like when it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Think about somebody like LeBron. LeBron is irreplaceable, bro. You're not just going to replace LeBron tomorrow, bro. So what I'm saying is you got to find something that's high leverage, and then you need to get really fucking good at that skill, because that's what the fucking skill. See, at your job, you kind of capped, bro. But with this shit, you're not capped at all to how much you're going to make. So you need to find a business model where it's high ticket and get really fucking good at it. That is why I said put in 3-4 hours a day. And then on the weekends, you put out a bunch of time. And then you're putting in 6-7 days a week. There's no way that you're not going to be very good at that skill within a year or 2 years. But if you're really doing exactly what I said, there's no reason why you shouldn't be good at it. Even if you're not making money, you should be at least good at it. So that following year, that's the year where that shit going to all pop off. Because you're going to go even harder, right? You're going to go even harder. You need to leverage your time. If you can work 16-hour days, bro, guess what? Now you putting in, you know what I'm saying, 6-7 hours type shit. You putting in 8 hours at your job, then the other 8 on the business. Nigga, you going to get good as fuck at that shit. You going to be putting in 5 days a week, 8 hours? Bro, that's 40 hours. And then on the weekend, you show up for another 10. You feel me? Boom, that's 60, 70 hours on a fucking business model. But this is how the fuck motherfuckers get rich. So this is actually how you work like a millionaire. I'll give you all types of scenarios. I hope y'all learned something in this video. But this is just a little rant. I feel like it made the most sense. Anyways, if you watch to the end, let me know what y'all boys think down in the comments down below. And I'm going to catch y'all next video, man. Peace.